Let me take you on a trip overseas. Overseas. Shawty, I got what you need. What you need. What you need. Take you on a trip across the water. Let me take you across the water. Do anything to get you started.
What's up, you guys? You're tuned in to Lit Lovely Lisa TV, and I'm your host, Lit Lovely Lisa. Y'all know what time it is. I got a very special guest in the building, Wristgang BA. What's going on, Wristgang?
What's up? It's been a long time coming, but we here though.
Oh, you know that. We definitely here. We arrived.
Yeah, it took a while, but we here.
Yeah,
It's been long overdue.
that.
It's been long overdue. So I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. You're doing so many great things out here.
Oh, man, I'm never
Man, you doing shows, you gunning up on stage, you ripping the stage all the way up. Y'all doing it over there.
Hey, I can't do it all by myself.
Right.
I got a real good supportive team around me and some hell of a great mentors around me.
Right.
And I just sit back and listen and peep game and just try and apply the knowledge as humbly as I can, even though the lyrics sometimes may come off as arrogant, so to say, but I just try and lay back, create a vibe, and just be me and be more than an artist, and just live every day trying to live life and be safe and out the way and try and be that influence for the current and the next generation.
That's good. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I say you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I know I'm on the low key, and I know I'm on the hip hop in the high keys too. I hear I'm on the rip the stage method too. So y'all doing some things over there. Ikra doing some great things over there.
Yeah, man. That's the wifey, man. She always moving, and I'm just there for that moral support. We bounce ideas off each other. DDP Wristgang Visions or DDP or Wristgang. We all a family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we treat it accordingly. We about business, but at the end of the day, we still got to come home, put food on the table. But at the end of the day, the same way we take care of the kids is the same way we take care of the artists, and the same way we take care of each other. And with that comes a great deal of responsibility. And you either gonna fold under pressure or you gonna make it work. Regardless.
You're gonna have to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, always. So that's all I basically try and do. Even with music, just living life. What they say, being a comedian. Not on stage and nothing, but just cracking jokes here and now and then. But whatever I do in life, I just want to be great and try my best at whatever I do. If I fail at something, I was great at something else before I failed at it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the approach I take on life, and with every interaction I have with anybody.
That's the way we have to look at things. You know what I'm saying? You have to hold yourself in that high regard. You just have to do that. And ever since I've known you, you've been that person. It's just been wonderful to watch. I watched when you guys started out, and then y'all climbing. It's just been wonderful to watch you guys, hit them charts like y'all been doing on internet radio. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just been hitting the stage, going to different events. Y'all been doing the thing.
And that just comes with the grind, having your skin in the game, not being too arrogant to not perform, or not being too arrogant to not do this or interact with people or whatever. Like we get out here and we grind, even if we can take like months out from a studio session or whatever, but every day we creating something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of behind the scenes work that go with the grind that you see now. So a lot of people they see what we come across now is a lot of people, they see their success, but they don't know the amount of years that grind took in order to get to where we are now. And we're still elevating. We're constantly elevating. We staying eager for knowledge and remaining humble.
Right.
And
and that comes along with a lot of it.
When we can. And you know, just living life. And
I think that comes with the territory. You know, a lot of people get in this industry and get in the game and they say, well, okay, you know, this is how it's supposed to be and this is where it's going to work. But a lot of people, you have to trust the process.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, you know, get to dibbling and dabbling in certain things thinking they can skip the process and move right there. But, you know, it just don't work that way in the industry. You got to build yourself to a point to where, you know, you already in the process, you're moving through the process and then you're there. Right. You know, it ain't no shortcuts. Right. But a lot of people think there are shortcuts, but they're not.
Can't have no building with no shaky foundation, that's for sure.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that's the approach that I take in life every day. You know, I'm constantly working on a foundation to create this building, no matter what that building may represent to myself or my counterparts or whoever else around me or whatever. I want them to know that, hey, whatever I do is aligned with my purpose, and my purpose is aligned with this building, which should point you in the right direction of righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Not just on no faith of no biblical context, that's included with it too, but also whatever your purpose is in life, that should be your faith as well. You should believe in yourself enough to know that, hey, I'm continuing to move forward. I'm not moving backwards. So my faith is in every step that I take. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of it's a lot of symbolisms that come with a lot of the things that I do personally, and a lot of the things that I do with Ingrid, with DDP and Wristgang Visions and DDP by itself. Just something as simple as Wristgang. You know, a lot of people be like, "What's Wristgang?" Okay, we could talk about the watches. We could talk about me being a barber. We could talk about, you know, how you need your wrist to, you know, swipe your credit card or whatever, because you will just have your hand. But if you don't have your wrist, you won't have that locomotion to even swipe your card. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we always about money. With the watch, we always looking at it's our time. We don't have time to waste. But we can also look at Wristgang as we rejuvenate influential strategic thinking by giving all and never give. Right. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we can do the rap, we can get crunk, you know, and you know, we can cuss on tracks and we can do all that, but at the end of the day, we businessmen and businesswomen. You know? That's awesome. Yeah. Y'all got a great concept going. That's a great concept. Yeah. You know, because a lot of people would think, what you said, what does Wristgang mean? What y'all doing? You know, Wristgang BA, what y'all got going on? But you just explained it perfectly. It's, you know, it's a method that you guys, you know, practice. You do a lot of things with your wrist. Could be the time. Y'all ain't got time to waste. You know, it's a lot of things that you do. That's a great concept. Yeah, and you know, we that comes from being around bright individuals. You know, we wouldn't have been able to come up with that concept. You know, with Wristgang, you know, that's mostly me, but you know, me and Ingrid, we decided to combine, you know, Wristgang and Down and Dirty, and she has Down and Dirty. You know what I'm saying? So if we're gonna give all and never give, why not get down and dirty and get it out the mud? And then we shine bright like a diamond, because we always be in a light and dark places, you know, masonically speaking or personally speaking. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. You guys a team. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. So I dig it. For those that don't know, Wristgang BA, give them a rundown of what Wristgang BA is all about and what he do. Well, you know, Wristgang BA is just your typical kid from Greenville, Mississippi, man. You know, I ended up going off to Southern Miss to get my bachelor's and my master's, and you know, family moved up here in 2012, up here to Memphis, Tennessee. So I've been traveling back and forth from Southern Miss since, like, you know, 2012. You know, coming up here to Memphis, and Memphis is like my second or third home. You know, next to Greenville and Hattiesburg, and you know, now he just so happened to be the artist, you know. Yes, a great one at that, you guys. A great one at that. If y'all ain't seen Wristgang hit that stage, he know how to rip a stage. You did. Yeah, you know, you know, with the artist thing, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. You know, I always been somewhat inclined with music since I was young. You know, whether that was just mom listening to old school music, probably since I was 3. You know, I come home from school or whatever and music playing, and it's just something about coming home from a stressful daycare day or a stressful middle school day, you know, your typical high school stuff. And then I used to hoop in high school too. So, you know, coming home from practice or whatever, hearing that music, it was somewhat, I ain't gonna say it, it was somewhat cathartic, you know what I'm saying? It was somewhat relaxing. It was some type of stress relief that it brought some type of peace of mind to my soul. You know what I'm saying? So I
Music
never
tend to do that.
I never could understand it. But 14, I started, you know, rapping with my guys around the neighborhood that I used to hoop with, and I never really took it serious. You know, just a group of guys around, you know, the neighborhood or whatever, just freestyling and stuff. And I kind of stepped away from it. But then when I was in grad school, you know, some just clicked in my head. I called Mom one day. I said, "Hey, Mom, for some reason these flows coming back in my head." You know, I think it was around like 2017 or something like that, 2016,
Right.
2017. I was like, for some reason, I'm thinking of some crazy punchlines. I was like, I don't know. It was just something about it. So I ended up linking up with my engineer out of Jackson named JT. Shout out to JT. And because at that time I was still in Hattiesburg, but I was
Right.
traveling back and forth to Memphis. And I told JT, man, I met JT through a family member, and I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I'm thinking about getting back into this music stuff, man. I had a couple people tell me that these mixes that I did sound dope. What you think about them?" And he was like, "Man, they dope. I can work with you on this, but if I do it, I want to do it professionally. I never tried it. I never tried to do it professionally or whatever." And he sat there and he gave me the game, and we started going to workshops. We started going to Patchwork. You know, I had a session in Patchwork in Atlanta. Shout out to Patchwork. But even then, I attended workshops. I attended various learning platforms within Hattiesburg, Greenville, Memphis, and Atlanta. Sometimes I leave out at like 2 a.m. out of Mississippi to make it to Atlanta. Ended up winning a Tight 32 contest out there. Ended up, you know, booking some studio time and making some great connections and friends out there that still support me to this day just from that 2017 link up. You know what I'm saying? And then come up here to Memphis. I always been supported, you know, by the promoters and the DJs and, you know, a lot of the Masonic brothers and, you know, Eastern Star Sisters and things of that nature. And they embraced me here in Memphis the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it comes to a point to where, all right, how does the scholar intertwine himself into this music business to where they don't look at him as a scholar, they look at him as an artist now. You see what I'm saying? So I had to learn that. It took me 2018 and 2019 to understand that with a couple of releases, a couple of paperwork issues with distribution, understanding percentages and things of that nature, and really trying to be independent. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And just taking the knowledge that mentors and everybody that I met, just taking that knowledge and applying it, I said, man, I'm way too smart to be falling for bogus deals and bogus percentages.
Yes.
I'm all about the team making percentages. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about if it's enough bread on the table for everybody to eat. I'm all about that. But I'm never about shady business and, you know, faulty business tactics or whatever. I'm not your typical dumb artist. I can break down contracts like I'm a lawyer. You see what I'm saying? And that can be a challenge for some labels. You know what I mean? And I had to understand that coming into the game, it wasn't going to be a handout. And I just, you know, with that, being an artist is cool. With the demands, it can somewhat get draining, and you can forget that fun in that music. Right. And you know, once you get to that point where you realize how to block out that noise and keep on doing your thing, you get things like on game.
Yeah, you get tunnel vision. So you moving straight ahead. Ain't nothing. You don't see nothing else. You don't see nothing else. You moving straight ahead.
It had to, because it was too many turn papers. It was too many, you know, bars. It was too many freestyles. You know, now you're getting to the point where you have to create concepts and actually create some music that's marketable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to.
That whole, and I'm saying all that to say, you know, it's never too late to pursue your dreams and your passion, because if you had to ask me when I was in high school, oh, I was just a kid, you know, going around ready to hoop and, you know, think I'm finna go to the NBA. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I was that good. Right. So I chose to take the academic route. So now I'm having these stressful nights and things of that nature, sleepless nights, and pulling all these all-nighters trying to, you know, work on papers and stuff, and ended up graduating with a 3.9. But that's cool and all, but am I really happy about this?
Right.
You know,
how do you feel about that?
Yeah, is this really going to align with my passion and my purpose? That's cool to be that academic scholar, but how is this going to influence the community?
Right.
Boom. Man, I'm poetry. You see what I'm saying? It's like poetry. When I get into that poetry mode, I get into the artist mode. I get into the artist mode, I get into songwriting. I get into producing. I get into being an actor, doing random skits just around the house. I get into being a scholar, you know, because writing papers is, for me, is just like creating sentences without rhymes. So that's easy. How much can I do? How much can I honestly do within this time frame to where if somebody that was born after me, how much can I do that will point them in the right direction? Or give them enough influence to be like, hey, if he do it, then I can do it too. Because I said in one of my songs, you know, I was the same young kid. I said the N-word, but you know, I'm gonna be respectful on the show. But you know, I'm the same young kid from that same block, from all those negative influences. That can take a negative environment, turn it into influence. Change his life by the snap of a finger.
Turn all of it positive.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that because they know the scholar me. So now when I started rapping in 2017, it catches everybody off guard. Like, how does he know that much stuff with it? Like, what? You don't know where I come from. I come from the worst. I come from one of the worst environments out of Greenville. I come from where you know, people killing their baby mothers. I come from those environments where you have to fight every day. And you know, over a simple basketball or whether it's drugs or whatever, I come from those environments. I didn't get too intertwined with those environments to where it became a negative impact on my life. And I'm able to sit here and stand on it. And everywhere I go, I represent where I come from and where I've been. So I carry that on my sleeve. I carry that on my shoulder like it's a Superman cape. That's why I go so hard, because I don't just do this for me. My high school diploma, that was for me, because it wasn't no guarantee that I was gonna make it out of high school. You know, I was the kid that was, you know, that was the reckless one. I had to turn that recklessness into something positive. Basketball and money saved my life. But for the most important part, my grandma and my mother saved my life. So the influences of people, in addition to money and basketball, saved my life. And when I do things like this, it makes me think about, hey, there can be another kid and or another adult that can be on their edge in life. And you never know what the hell you could be doing that can change their life in the snap of a finger. That's why I go so hard. I don't care how stressful life gets right now. I go hard. You might not like me for my music, but you're gonna respect what I stand on. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta respect that.
And that's...
It demands respect. It demands respect. Do you an artist or whatever that perfected his craft, learned all the information, education, everything it is to know. So my thing is, you turn all your negatives into a positive. That's a commendable thing. And it's not easy. Coming from where we come from, it's not easy at all.
Not at all.
You know, it's not easy. So I definitely commend you in everything that you're doing. I definitely commend that. That's awesome. That's awesome. You gotta turn all that into all the negativity into positive
because
things.
you see so much death. You know what I'm saying? Since '93, all I saw was death, anger, frustration, anger problems, alcohol, drugs. I mean, whatever. I saw all these negative things influencing people in a negative way, and it always created a negative impact on their life. Some of my partners have died to this day from those negative influences, whether they was anybody before 28 or anybody that was in their 30s. Anybody who dies before 28, they could have been my fate. And so I take every step every day thanking God that I'm able to even do things like this, to even speak, because it was just a couple minutes ago I was scrolling on Facebook and they ain't got their legs no more. And that could have been me.
It could have been.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm so passionate about the things I do. I got out a long time ago, you know, whether or not people like my music or things of that nature. People are gonna like certain parts about me.
Yes, they
like
are.
The scholar or something like that.
They gonna pick what they want out of it.
I can't stop people from hating. All I gotta do is continue to live my life, enjoy great moments like this, be able to speak my truth and not be shaky on cameras and stuff, because I know what my purpose is. And when I speak with integrity and I speak with purpose. You know, and I'm just grateful for, you know, whatever God throws my way. And being able to understand other people and respect people and where they're going in life and not being so judgmental, like I can't be in their predicament. I just want people to be great. That's even at the Hood Idol. They wanted me to wanted me to say a couple things out the Women the Hood Idol or whatever. I was like, man, I just want everybody to be great.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be my motto until I die.
Right. That's what it boils down to, because you done rose above.
Yeah.
When you rise above things like that, so that's where it becomes. It seems like you done turn all your negatives into positives. So that's a wonderful quality to have. And it's not easy to come by.
Nah.
So you got to have a certain walk in life. You got to been able to been through some things, to get that concept and walk in that light. You know what I'm saying? So I dig it. I totally dig it.
Yeah.
For those that want to follow everything that you do, give out some of your social media handles.
Oh man, every social media platform pretty much the same. It's Wristgang BA. It's capital W R I.
Wristgang.
Wristgang. WRISTGANG BA. And you can hit me up on any platform. I really prefer you go through my managers or whatever. My manager's gonna be Ingrid E with Down and Dirty Promotions. My other manager gonna be Lala. That's Lenitris Martin with Lala V. And one of my engineers is JT. He's out of Jackson. That's mixed by JT. My other one is a guy named Truck. That's my uncle. And so I got that team in place, so they can kind of keep me in that artist zone, and I can get to that zone where I can be the most creative. So if you're trying to hit me up, use all those resources that I gave, and I also got an email as well, bookingwristgang@gmail.com. Got my music, the EP, is out.
Yeah, y'all know we have to bring that on to the show.
EP
make sure I get it.
You know what I'm saying? 5 tracks. I didn't want to, stay away from the studio and the music too long and not give you all something, and some more music and more projects coming out with more visuals. So we working, not
Definitely
just the
doing
shows
that.
and
we always working, baby. We always working. That's what we do.
Just being great. So hit me up, and if I can't respond to you, then one of them will respond to you. And we can get it on and popping, whether it's features or whether it's booking me for a podcast or a show or whatever. And I also host. So I just do a little bit of everything, just trying to maximize the amount of time that we have on this earth to be an influence rather than, always turning up in a negative environment, you know what I'm saying?
So what are some of the things that we need to look out for you in the future? We need to be trying to follow everything you guys got going on.
Man, so new music on the way, a couple singles on the way. We're gonna turn y'all up with the singles this summer. Also, we have a couple of interviews on the way. We have a show that's coming up on June 20th with DDP. We got a couple of events that we hosting, whether it's Friday Night Lights and the PNP Awards show in July, Sip and Taste in July, and I also have a Mini Fest show in August on August 28th. And so if you can follow any one of us, Wristgang BA, Ingrid E, T Dollar, Mr. BEO, Freighter Boss, Louis B, Lala, JT. I mean, we got a whole team and we working. That spans between the whole South and Northern region. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, BA, for coming in and kicking it with your girl, lovely Lisa. It's been a great show. And with that being said, you guys, we're going to head over to the lit stage where a performer finna get on this stage and rock this thing on out. You dig?
Gang.
Get money, that's what I think about it, girl. Get money, before I leave out this world. Get money, that's the only thing that's on my mind. Get money, I can't let you stop my grind. Get money, that's what I think about it, girl. Get money, before I leave out this world. Get money, that's the only thing that's on my mind. Get money, I can't let you stop my grind. You should know me. North Memphis. This is all misunderstood. Get you wake up. You suck. It's like Big 40. No, sir, I'm not about to fight. I be so fast. What you know about using those on your paper? Your faces won't stay for right for my brothers. It's on my life, it's on my soul, it's for my mama. It ain't no telling where I go. I swear to God, you want the wishes. On my way to just a show, keep money. That's what I think about it, girl. Keep money. Before I leave up out this world, keep money. The only thing that's on my mind, keep money. I cannot let you stop my grind. Keep money. That's what I think about it, girl. Keep money. Before I leave up out this world, keep money. The only thing that's on my mind, keep money. I cannot let you stop my grind. I ain't tripping, stunning on them, not a problem. Bugging like they got a problem. Spit the blessing, yeah, that's my problem solving. So if you got some problems, off booze, you best believe I make them. You best believe I date them. Give money, even when the money's stacking up. I gotta do a thing. I remember to me, and gave me a third degree. I kept it cool. Used to hate for motivation. Now they forced to hear a nigga on their favorite stations. Get money, that's what I think about it, girl. Get money, people want me on top this world. Get money, ain't no way that's on my mind. Get money, yeah, I cannot let you stop my grind.
Let me take you on a trip overseas. Overseas. Shawty, I got what you need. Got what you need.